Hi, welcome back. Richard again, painter. So I thought we'd go through where we are this week with the Mark 1 Escort. Just spin that camera in. Got the important bits, need to get my coffee. And I'll put the cap somewhere. There we go. So bear with me. You see Bert in the background, I will explain that in a moment. Okay, so basically we've got the new hinges on. We've been lining up the bonnet, lining up the wings, so you can see the wings. This very top panel is just clamped in at the moment. Front panel's on. Just lining stuff up at the minute because it takes seems to be taking the wings aren't the best. I think is probably the best way to put that, but we've got to make them fit, make all the gaps nice. It is slowly getting there. Bit of a big gap in here which we are looking at sorting out. We're just going to do some final adjustments on the bonnet and the wings and do what we can with that, and then we might just have to lead a piece back in there or do something, just build that gap up a little bit because it's not, the bonnet's level all the way around, so I can only imagine the wings are a tad short in that area, so we'll have to make that up because I don't want to leave a huge big gap there, it looks horrible. And then we've got these, no we haven't, where are we, there we go. We've got these smaller holes, trim holes. We'll try and get them welded up, get this whole front end sorted out. So let me actually get a proper video of that so you can see it. So it's actually starting to look like a bubble arched Escort now. So we've got some final fettling to do, little bits and pieces like I've just explained, and then we can start finishing the rest of the welding. Any lead work that we need to do on that top corner, we'll get that sorted out as well, and then we can start on the back then. I think I've explained already before, but we've got bubble arches for the rear. So they're going to go onto there, so we need to cut all that out and sort all that out as well, and then we can start bodywork and get it painted. Customers keen to have it back, so we need to get it back to them, but also we need to make sure it's right, because I don't want to be if something needs another day, I would rather spend another day on it and get it right. I'm not does look loads better though. Not all the camera angle looks like, that you can so I managed to make the gaps really good. Like I said, it's just that top corner which we're working on at the moment, so we'll get that organised, and then we can start bodywork in the front while we do some metal work on the back, which would be nice. And that's the Escort so far this week. Hopefully by the end of next week we can be at least started on the quarters, and then hopefully a couple of weeks we can start the bodywork process. Can't see it being a problem. Them wings are being a bit of a pain, but we're on with them, so one of them things you can't you go into this extreme, you got to make sure they're right, so we will. And that's it for that one so far. We've got a new bonnet cable for it because the old one was absolutely shocking, been made up by 2 or 3 things at the end, so we've got a new one of them just to make our life easier. I'm sure the customer will appreciate that. And then we've got to have a drink of coffee. Then we've got Bert. So Bert is probably going to be corrected, 1975 I think, VW bay window. We're in for a bare metal respray, and quite extensive this one because it's had quite a lot of work in the past. We can see various bits and pieces just showing through, not particularly nice areas. I will walk you around in a minute just explaining. So we've got all new gaskets. We're doing bumpers and wheels, so it's full exterior cosmetic uplift if you like, complete repaint, completely bare metal, and start back from up there. The customer's keeping it, again, wants it right, so we've got to do what we do and make sure it's absolutely perfect. It's going to be part of the family from what I understand. I'll just tip my back there. Right, I'll just spin you round. Obviously I've got my number plates on there, but you can see there, look, Bert. Apparently it started off as Albert, but that's a bit of a mouthful, so they're just stuck with Bert, so that was easier. So I'll just walk you around it, just to give us a brief description of what we are going to be doing and what we can see at the moment, just to give you an idea of how far we're going with it. So doors, we've got new front doors, which are here and here, well, new to us anyway, a lot better than these ones. So if we have a walk around here, we can see there's various bits of bubbling coming through, micro blistering. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Various bits. We want to make sure these little tight gaps as well, we want that, try and improve that if we can. We want to make sure that's got sorry about the camera there. We want to make sure that's got a nice even arch all the way around, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. The camera's a bit close to my face. And we've got a train going past, so bear with me. Only a short one, we're alright, I don't have to turn it off. So basically we'll have new rubbers. You can see all these bits and pieces, it's all blown behind the rubbers. You can see quite extensive micro blistering, which is always charming. And then with the rail, there should be a piece of rail there. That's a bit close. There should be a piece of rail there, and there isn't. Somebody's put this on just to help. So we are going to replace that and put the original drip rail back in. I guess they didn't do that last time. And then back end, again, we've got small areas that need tidying up. We need to that gap isn't bad round that door, to be honest, considering it's had so much work. Oh, sunshine's right. I've got the door open because the now it's in my face. You can't win with that, can you? So we haven't washed it yet, we haven't stripped it yet. It's only just been dropped off pretty much. I've got a car going out in my back room very shortly. We're going to put this in that back room, get it all stripped, get it bare metalled, and then get a list to the customer, because we are going to want some panels. On this side, that should be a black rubber seal that somebody's over painted and gone all crispy, which is horrible. And then we've got a few little areas micro blistering again. So on the sliding door, I do apologise about that camera, I've got the sun right in my face. On the sliding door we've got some rot, usual thing. Even though it's dirty, you can see the bubbles coming through. Hopefully you can see what I'm talking about anyway. So basically you're going to strip that, completely bare metal it. We've got whole new rubbers going in, new number plates, the bumpers and wheels will get blasted and powder coated. So basically you're going to completely freshen up the outside. I might have already said that already. New gaskets, new rubbers. It's a nice one actually, so we can go to town on it, make a decent job of it. I think the kids are going to want it, from what I understand. And I'll put my coffee down somewhere. What have I done with that? Very important. Gotta have your coffee. So what I've done already today is I've done some spray out cards. The customer's been down to my paint manufacturer, well, paint supplier, should I say, distributor. And chose, well, we had it scanned and then chose some colours which we believe are close, and so I've done them spray out cards. I'll show you them in a minute. I'm just making sure I haven't forgot anything, because I know they want to follow what I'm doing, so I'm just trying to be as detailed as I can. I think I've remembered everything. Then we've got a little bit to do on the floor at the front as well. The accelerator's gone through there, but I think they're having a lot of new parts. I think they're going to take advantage of it being off the road, and he's got to build a new kitchen unit, I believe, for the inside, so that'll keep him busy, and a carport for it, which should be good. And there's some new parts going on the inside, I believe, new carpets. Can't remember what else they said now. They've got 3 dogs, 3 spaniels, so I presume they might be doing something for them as well. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what they... we've had a busy couple of days since they've dropped it off. I'm sure if there's anything else, they'll write it in the comments or remind me for next time. So in the spray booth, just keep that door shut, keep a bit warm in here. I've done a couple of these spray out cards, you see. So basically this is the blue. I'm going to try and stand under there if I can, so I need to sort out this frame rate as well. So that's the blue, that's the white. See that? So these are wet at the moment. I've only just done them probably 10-15 minutes ago. Washed my guns out, picked my camera up just so I can show you. So they need to dry. I'll speak to the customer next week so they can come and have a look at that, just make sure they're happy with them. I don't want to be ordering well, it's a lot of paint. It's decent quality stuff as well, so it's you certainly don't want to get it wrong and have to foot that bill. So we'll let them have the last say. I believe it's the right colour anyway. I think what they've done is they've scanned, and I think the lower one they wanted a tad greyer. But I think what we've got here, if I remember right, are either the scans or the actual VW codes. I will have to double check that. Again, if you want to know anything, get that sunshine out the lens. If you want to know anything, just let me know, ask me a question. And if you need me to be more detailed with anything in particular, just let me know again. I've tried to show kind of like a weekly what we've been doing, if you like, what we are going to be doing amongst all this stuff that we have here. We've got a 2CV, I don't know if I mentioned that or not. That's kind of been started by previous people and then pulled out, and then I believe it's as I said before, I think it's a 2CV race car. There's an awful lot of panels with it, a lot of spares, so we need to go through all of that, decipher that and get that painted somewhat nice. We're not going he doesn't want it 100% because he's just gonna, not intentionally, but it will get knocked about and banged and smashed. There's a lot of rubbing, if you like, when you go into corners, end up scratching them and smashing these fiberglass wings, because they're not particularly, they serve a purpose, they're just not very strong. And yeah, so we're going to try and get them painted. I'll try and get you some more video of that, because that's the customer saw the previous Transporter, the Raven Blue, which hopefully by the time you see this there should be already a video, a walk around video of that outside when it was done. Unfortunately it wasn't sunshiny like it is today, clearly, because it's blinding me. And then I thought that was a dog then. Getting all sorts around here. Yeah, and then that's it. And then we've got another busy week again. So we've got my guy working on this Escort. He doesn't want me to mention his name, but I won't. But his lad's name's Owen, so we'll say hello to Owen. Hi, Owen. So he's been helping me out at no end. We've got a couple of extra bits. I'm just standing down here now. We've got a couple of extra bits to sort out. We've got a few little trade jobs to get in and out. We've just done a, well, in fact, in my back room, bit of work in progress. We've got the MG, which is MGB, which we've done a full metal paint job on. We're just waiting on a couple of extra bits to finish it finally. Been a bit long-winded, that one. I was waiting for engine, we got the engine, and I was waiting for this, waiting for that, and then there's a pivot for one of the windows. We had to wait for a clutch component and a couple of other bits and pieces for it, which unfortunately is why it's in this back room. But we are on with that, so hopefully we'll have that done in the next week or two. We've got the, I need to learn how to use this camera properly. So we've got a V8 going in that. We've got the Rover V8. So that'll be nice. And then just get another couple of little shots of the MG there. So that's a little sneak peek, if you like. That one started a while ago, so when all that's polished up properly and stuff like that, when we get it outside on a sunny day, we'll get some more footage of that, see how that's going. And also in this back room we have a big trike, which is kind of covered up at the moment, which is also going Raven Blue because he saw that van as well. But that's as that's for a family member, it takes a bit of a back burner, unfortunately. We are on with it. I've got some stuff here for it, but now we were waiting for parts for the Escort, so we've we can jump back on that, get that sorted out, and then we can carry on with a few other bits and pieces as well. Then you see, there is a few of us here, so we all kind of grab a job and make sure it gets done. I don't know if you can just back with this escort there. You've got I don't know if you can see. Brand new panel went in there as well. I just thought then that was missing. That's what we were waiting on. I was waiting on that for a few weeks. So yeah, I think that's about it for this week. I'll try and get an haircut for next week. It's not looking good, is it? And then I'll try and do some more progress videos and stuff like that. Just make it a little bit more interesting rather than me waffling on, and get some time lapses going and stuff like that. I just need to figure that bit out. And then I think we're waiting on yeah, it all should, there's the bonnet support, it all should come together quite well. With pretty much all the parts we were waiting for, we've pretty much got, so we need to get them finished, get Bert stripped. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. See what he's hiding underneath. Yeah, and we'll track the progress of that. I might do a separate video for that, because I believe Bert has a following on Instagram and stuff like that, so we'll see if we can do kind of his own video as and when we've got enough to show. A lot of what we do, you can spend 2 or 3 days cleaning stuff, sorting stuff out, sorting edges out, panel gaps, sometimes, and a lot longer, and it looks like you've done nothing other than the gaps are okay. So we'll see what we can show, what we can't show, as in if it looks identical then there's no point showing you that, but I will try and do like different parts if you like. And so once we've bare metaled it and once we've got it's all stripped and stuff like that, we'll see what we found. We'll go through all of that. It'd be easier for me to do a video of it because we can explain it to the customer at the same time, so they can see what we're doing, see what we found. I can have a chat with them and then we can go from there. And also I'm trying to get more used to this camera, so I will try my best to get some painted footage from now on with some other bits, so you can see the process a bit more. I like seeing different processes and stuff. We all do everything different, but as long as we all accomplish the right thing at the end, which is all good. Right, well, don't forget to like, subscribe and thumbs up or whatever it is you do. And yeah, I think that's about it for this week, to be honest. What else we got? Yeah, that was it. And then we'll have some more detailed bits and pieces next week. Hopefully a lot more progress on everything. Like I said, there's a few of us here, we're all working on something, so we'll try and get some more footage. I've got a different cover now for my camera, so I don't mind taking it in the booth. I was a bit paranoid about the lens. The only problem is I need to sort out the frame rate, because I've got LED lights in the booth. It tends to flicker a bit. I understand that's just a setting, which I did improve. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can just see it behind me. Just something completely different. We've done a little blowing along this Citroen. Trade job, so just trying to keep it local, trying to keep it clean and tidy, keep the cost sensible without having to paint, because it's red, most of it. You'd end up painting most of the side of the car if you're not careful with blends and trying to make sure it's right. But yeah, all nice now. Get that flat and polished Monday, get that one out. I believe we've got a little golf Monday morning, just to paint the side of. That's my job. Yeah, and then we've also finally got the Sparky in coming to change the lights, which will be lovely because then we'll be able to see what we're doing. So instead of, well, we've got LED in here, which is fantastic, very, very bright and lovely. We don't actually have them in the workshop. We've got them in my back room, so we've done that one and was waiting for him to come back and do my front main workshop, if you like. So I believe he's coming next week. We've nailed him down, thank goodness, which will make a massive difference, because I've got like some lights that are working, some not. Some are singles, old fluorescent singles, and some are new doubles or newer doubles. So they're all getting ripped out and all brand new 6-foot twins all the way through the workshop. So because it's a exciting thing for me, I will obviously share that with you, because we've had to put up with these crappy lights for a long time. As you can see, that one doesn't even want to work anymore, so we'll get that swapped round. Right, anyway, waffling. I will like, subscribe and all that sort of jazz, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, bye.